Right, I have started gluing things down, but that was just to experiment slightly with how I was going to operate. So here we've got a piece of those strips that I was doing, one of those strips, a piece of recycled copy paper, and my precious packaging. Now I'm going to be kind of working on an antique type effect, I think. So I've got some of the magazine pages from 1916, and of course, how could I possibly play without using my tissue paper masterboards that I made? But that's not the one I'm after. This is the one I'm after. Right, so let me get going. I'll just give you a quick view of what I've taken out. So basically that tells you what I'm looking at. Chaos. Okay, I've got bits of this paper, I've got some graph paper, I've got music paper, a little piece of vintage pattern paper from vintage magazine package packing paper, pattern paper. What else? Little piece of an old masterboard. Some more of those strips that I did, just in case. Not sure if I'm going to use them, but they're here. Some plain green paper. Little bits of this left over from that autograph book of my granny's, because that's also got a bit of a greeny background. So yeah, we'll see how we go. But this is the general drift. This is the first time I'm doing a collage masterboard on camera, so wish me luck, folks. And where was I? I know, I wanted to have a look at this, because I think this coming through the yes, that'll be nice. That will definitely look good. Oops, just tossed a whole lot of paper on the floor. There's going to be lots of upping and downing, methinks. Okay, now because I'm doing this kind of masterboarding, here's my trusty ruler now. This side. I'm going to actually tear these not randomly. My goodness, I'm losing the ability to speak today. Geometrically, maybe. I'm going to be doing squares and rectangles and strips and that sort of thing. I think that little piece will be rather lovely. Of course, what I do have to kind of just pay attention to is that I'm actually doing things square on and not having them wander off at a tangent. Yeah, I think that will be quite nice, because the background of the packaging paper is going to show through rather nicely, I think. You still will see that there's tissue paper involved, but it's definitely going to be allowing the color through from the back. just need to make sure that I'm very gentle with this, because of course, being tissue paper, that's actually one of the reasons why I used the glue stick as opposed to the wet glue, because the tissue paper is likely to tear. If I want to put a coat of the wet glue on afterwards, I possibly will. I do like to use it to create a non-porous surface when I'm working on this kind of stuff, so that if I want to add color or anything like that over what I've put on the paper, I can still do it. But where am I going to put it? Shall we do that with it? Why not? You'll have to pardon me. I am a little bit lost with this effort. I wasn't wanting to get this out. It's time for me to schedule it for while I'm away. I would have done a trial run first, I think, but I'm sure this will be okay. It will still be interesting, and I can edit the blazers out of it if I feel the need. There we go. Note to self, ink your edges. Must actually, let me take out my ink pad. So I don't have a chance to forget it. I've got the brown, retro brown, but I've also got the black. So I think I'll take that out as well. Just depending on what I feel the need to do. Okay. So there's that. Now, what about a touch of color? Just in case we're heading towards the remembery with this one, let me put a little bit of that lilac paper that I saw here a minute ago. I purposely took out to use. Don't let the plain paper worry you too much, because my intention is to do stamping on top of it if necessary, if I feel that it would be a good idea. Okay, ruler, come to me. Gotcha. Start inking. There we go, it's starting to take shape. Now what I want to do is just test. Okay, I can do that. And I'm quite sure I can do this. There we go. Yeah, it does work. Now, this is a dodgy bit. Imagine. Am I going to get this right without spoiling everything? Let's give it a try. It actually does work. That's interesting. Okay. Moving along. Yes, I've got this funky little bit of pattern here. So this one, I'm going to actually put the glue on this page because I'm going to have to trim. Well caught. Now I think we might put a little piece of this here. This is rather gorgeous. It's so old, but it's so beautiful. Yes. So this is another one. Okay, this is going to have to be folded over. That one there like that. I would have to turn it over. Because this paper had a rounded corner in one spot there. Just let that dry a little bit before I start cutting at it. Okay, we're coming along nicely. We're starting to get some interesting stuff happening on this page. We've got lilac, we've got green. So we can use actually we need to just duplicate some of the stuff that's lying around here because otherwise this masterboard is not going to look very balanced. So let's find some reasonably light prints. What have we got? This there it is. That will do. Throwing stuff on the floor yet again. Right. I'm going to put that in this bottom corner. Unfortunately, slightly miscalculated the width of it. That's fine. We can make a plan. A lot of this one is going to be speeded up because there's things slow right down when you're faffing around. That's sit here, I think. Yeah, that'll be rather nice. Yeah, I really am not used to working kind of in this sort of a mess. It's quite an experience. That's a bit crooked at the bottom here, but we can just put something over it. And now, okay, we've got 2 of those. We actually need 3. Wow, how's that for a perfect sort out? Just thinking these tiny little gaps here, like this one, for example, can always use a bit of washi tape, can't we? Okay, that's already starting to look a lot better. What do you think? I think there's quite an improvement because we're spreading the stuff around a bit. I have to keep reminding myself that I'm not going to be working within a 4-sized page. You know, if I was to try and use this as a collage masterboard background, now I do need to put that here, and it would have been better on the other edge. Okay, got 3, 3, and 3. We need some more tissue paper. Where do I want it? There. I actually want to put this up here. Just tear it off there. There we go. It'll be quite nice. It's fine. And I think we can put that there. Seems a rather bizarre sort of the piece to put down. Maybe that's better. Actually, no. I think that's the right one. This is rather strange. It is going to come together. Okay, I promise you that. I think I need to go off camera to sort a bit of stuff out here. It is starting to look quite good. I am feeling very positive about it. Because now we can put down a little bit of stamping, maybe a bit of a few bits of ephemera and embellishments, and we'll be for away. I finished this one. Let me turn it around so that you guys can see it upright. This is the completed masterboard. I unfortunately must have used one of my black inks must have been not permanent. And I must have used it in error. I can't, of course, remember right now exactly which one it was. But fortunately, because this tissue paper is quite grungy, it's not looking as bad as I expected it would. But there we go. I cut out these two little butterflies. They were in a magazine picture, and it was actually a photograph of a tablecloth that had been embroidered with these butterflies, one of my vintage magazine pages. Anyway, they fitted in there quite well. I've done a little bit of doodling in these places here, just to bring it to life, and then I did some stamping and a little bit of doodling on the lilac paper, just to make it a little less bare. So there we have it. It's completed. I inked all the way around the edge of the page to finish it off, and I'm actually quite happy with the way it turned out. I'm very pleased. I think it's rather pretty. Oh yes, and this is a little piece of washi tape. There was this tiny little gap here. I had no idea what to do with it, so I stuck in a little piece of washi tape, and I think it's fine. Then I have managed to do a second page. This one I'm doing, I did in landscape, because as you know, my journals are all A5 size, which would be half of this. And again, I've used some of the tissue paper, then a few of the ads out of that antique magazine, because they are rather beautiful and they're very sweet. What do we have here? This is a sewing machine. It's called the Reliance sewing machine. Beautiful, solid oak and wrought iron work. One of those pedal-powered ones. And then here, of course, here is Ole Ole, my little Zentangles. I cut them out and stuck them in here, just by way of a change. Did some doodling, wavy lines, etc. on my background with a brown acrylic marker. A couple of butterflies out of my stash that I put on here, and then little strips of pages that had been, you know, scraps, page scraps. But this little ad is rather gorgeous. It is head ointment. Rankin's head ointment kills all nits and vermin in the hair. For your school kids. Anybody remember the good old days when you had to check your kids' hair for lice? Actually, I believe it's still happening. Anyway, I rather like that ad. Then this is an ad for a boarding school, a fancy boarding school for young ladies. And then Nutrien. I can remember seeing Nutrien in the supermarkets in the not, well, when I say the not too distant past, it could be 30 years ago. So yes, I better be careful. But this is Nutrien baby porridge, and I always get excited when I find something like this in those old magazines, because I think, my goodness, they lasted so long. Anyway, folks, that's the end of that. I was hoping to make 3 masterboards, but time is running out on me, because we will be leaving in the next few days for the coast. I am setting this video, I'm scheduling it to come on when we're away. so that you people have got something to look at in my absence. And I hope you're going to enjoy it. Please like it if you did like it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. A big hello to my next few subscribers that have joined up in the last few days. And of course the comments. Please send me comments. I love the comments. And until I get back, stay well, stay safe, and bye-bye.